Racist graffiti around Norman, a fast food chicken chain, closes its doors, and the Oklahoma legislature might miss another deadline. This is OU Nightly. Hello and thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Baylee Bates.
And I'm James Myers. We begin tonight with what looks like a missed deadline by Oklahoma lawmakers.
By law, the state legislature is supposed to approve an education budget by the end of today. OU Nightly Storme Jones is live at the Capitol. Storme, does it look like they're going to get it done?
In 2003, the Oklahoma State Legislature passed this law, making April 1st the deadline to fully fund K-12 education. And since that deadline has been set, they've only met it twice, including last year ahead of the historic Oklahoma statewide teacher walkout.
We were able to give education the certainty that they needed last year, and we should be able to do it again this year. It's just disrespectful that we continually ignore that state law, and it's disrespectful to our teachers, to our administrators, and to our students who deserve that certainty.
Virgin says if the Republican leaders in the House and Senate won't keep the April 1st deadline, they should consider repealing the law altogether. Education advocates say the way teacher contracts work, knowing just how much money a school has to work with early is critical to keeping K-12 education working properly year to year. And James, while missing today's deadline does violate that 2003 law, there is no penalty or repercussions for lawmakers missing that deadline. Reporting live at the Oklahoma State Capitol, I'm Storme Jones.
Thank you, Storme. And Walmart shoppers in East Norman were shocked to find racist words and symbols drawn on a store display Sunday night. A Norman resident says she found racially insensitive words and symbols drawn on a sign in the women's clothing section. She snapped a photo and posted it to Twitter before turning the defaced display sign into store management.
As an Indigenous woman in Oklahoma, it doesn't surprise me. It's, more appalling than anything. Especially locally, I keep seeing a reaction of people who are surprised, that seem to think that this stuff doesn't happen on a daily basis here.
Norman police told OU Nightly they have no record of a report being filed by Walmart management, and OU Nightly also reached out to Walmart's corporate office, but we have not yet received a response.
Oklahoma City police continue to search for clues in a case of racist vandalism discovered Friday morning. Detectives say they questioned one woman about racist words and symbols sprayed painted at the Oklahoma Democratic headquarters in a building home to Chickasaw Nation offices. That woman was found to not be involved in the incident. Workers at both buildings came together to clean up the graffiti.
And with incidents like both of these making headlines and many others around the country, Facebook says it's broadening its definition of banned hate speech. This means the social media giant will block images or posts that fall into that category. This move also comes less than 2 weeks after a white supremacist live-streamed his deadly attack at a New Zealand mosque.
There was a huge gaping hole that allowed violent white supremacists and neo-Nazis and racists to exploit the Facebook platform.
Those changes will be taking place this week as Facebook will ban the praise, support, or representation of white nationalism and separatism.
Democrats in Washington are taking the next step to find out exactly what is in the full Mueller report. Marisa Nuzzo joins us now in the News Center with details.
Thanks, Baylee. House Democrats are moving ahead with plans to authorize a subpoena for Robert Mueller's full, unedited report. Chairman Jerry Nadler says a vote is planned for Wednesday. That is 1 day after the Tuesday deadline Democrats set for Attorney General William Barr to provide the report. The committee will also vote to authorize subpoenas for 5 former White House staffers. Barr is expected to publicly release an unedited version of the Mueller report later this month. Grammy-nominated rapper Nipsey Hussle was killed in a shooting outside of his LA clothing store yesterday afternoon. 2 other men were also shot, and there is no suspect in police custody. Today's social and political activist Najee Ali spoke out at a press conference.
Nipsey Hussle is someone who's a champion of peace. He called for peace. He called for justice. And that's why we're calling upon whoever killed Nipsey to turn yourself in. Turn yourself in.
The rapper's last tweet before the shooting stated, "Having strong enemies is a blessing." A tornado struck Colorado on Friday, damaging an RV storage facility. Surveillance video shows RVs near Colorado Springs being effortlessly moved around, and some were even flipped and thrown. The owner estimates the damages to be upwards of $500,000. Fortunately, there were no reported injuries with this tornado, and the National Weather Service is working to determine the strength of it. And James and Baylee, President Trump has threatened to close the southern border if Mexico does not try to prevent illegal border crossings.
Well, thank you, Marisa. We've been lucky so far here in Oklahoma. There has been no tornadoes yet.
Absolutely. We're thankful for that. And Taylor Cox is here with a first look at the forecast. Taylor?
Yeah, guys, it's going to be nicer over the next few days, but we are still below normal for tonight. Lows in the 40s tonight in Norman, really low 40s across the state, 36 in McAllister, with those southerly winds making it feel a little warmer. Now, here's our outlook for severe weather within the next few days. This is for Wednesday. There's a slight risk for enhanced weather on Wednesday, but I'll tell you when and where we could see that coming up. With that warmer weather, we're increasing our winds as well and the rain chances. I'll let you know when. Baylee?
Thank you, Taylor. Officials with PDQ restaurants have confirmed with OU Nightly that they are closing all Oklahoma locations. Oklahoma has 3 PDQ restaurants in the state, 1 in Norman, Oklahoma City, and 1 in Edmond. PDQ removed all Oklahoma locations from their website and has not yet released the reasoning for closing.
And a new class on campus has students from vastly different majors collaborating together. We'll tell you about the unique class you wouldn't expect to be on campus in a moment.
Plus, Tinder is introducing a new feature, but fans are not sure if it is a joke or serious. More on this after the break.
Everyone, welcome back to OU Nightly. Now, not only can you get a ride from Lyft, but now you can buy stock in the company. Taylor Wynn has more, and Money Matters.
The nation's second biggest ride-hailing service, Lyft, went public on Friday. The initial public offering was priced at $72 per share, but is now up to more than $87. With Uber going public later this year, Lyft is being viewed as a proxy for how much larger Uber may perform. Investors are worried about Lyft's massive 2018 net loss of $911 million, the largest loss of any U.S. startup in the year before its IPO, but is dwarfed by Uber's $1.8 billion loss. New York lawmakers say Chick-fil-A will not be coming to the Buffalo-Niagara International Airport. New York State Assemblyman Sean Ryan argued, citing the company's stances towards LGBT issues, and appears to have won his fight. A similar situation in Texas is also playing out in the San Antonio International Airport. The city council voted to block the restaurant group from opening in the Texas airport. The Texas Attorney General announced he would investigate whether the grounds for opposition are unconstitutional. And the dating app Tinder is introducing a new tool to verify your height, but some people think it's just an April Fool's joke. The company tweeted the announcement Friday saying the height verification badge will bring honesty back to dating. Tinder says height verification is, quote, the thing you never asked for, but definitely always wanted.
James, what do you think about that?
Well, you know, I think things like that are in tall demand, but good April Fool's jokes are in short supply.
Very true, James.
Thank you very much, Taylor. Well, and a new and unique course was offered this semester at OU. Intro to Artistic Glassblowing is cross-listed as an art and chemistry course available to students of both majors.
Glass blowing is not new to OU's campus. However, artistic glass blowing is. Adjunct professor and glassblower of 13 years, Grant Mayberry, and his wife Erin, the laboratory manager and scientific glassblower, created the course after seeing a need for one on campus.
Basically us trying to utilize the studio that, was already here, because there's not that many classes around and there's not that many studios, and we happen to fall into both of those, so we just took advantage of it, really.
The class has 7 students with a mix of chemistry and artistic backgrounds. Students enjoy the opportunity this class gives them to learn and experience something new that will be helpful in the future.
I figured I'd really like to enjoy to see something new, I've been through ceramics, I've been through metalworks, I've been through woodworking. I just like to try new things.
A typical day in the lab starts with turning on the torches and a technique demonstration to set the students up to create. One of the students' first lessons was bead making.
It's a beginning step to learning how to become a better glass blower, and it also allows you to use colors and patterns and all kinds of different things as inspiration to just make one bead.
Mayberry's goal with the course? Inspire.
Basically, every student has kind of turned that corner of, I didn't realize I could do this, and this is a pretty cool idea. And whether they're scientific or, artistic driven, they end up finding their own little path.
Mayberry is working on getting the funding needed for a summer course, but plans on having the same introductory course in the fall, with hopes of expanding in the future. Meridith Mulkey, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Meredith. And today, a satellite celebrates a big anniversary. We'll give you all the details about this historic event following the break.
And Taylor Cox is here to tell us about potential severe weather this week.
Yeah, I'll let you know when that weather will return coming up. Welcome back to OU Nightly. It was a nice day out there. You can see there's not many clouds. It will be warmer tomorrow, though. It's a little chilly today, but definitely warmer tomorrow. Highs in the 70s tomorrow in Norman, 71 in Oklahoma City, 72 in McAllister. You'll see a few clouds in the sky, but it'll be mostly sunny. Those southwesterly winds will be fairly strong. So here's a national view. I mentioned earlier that we will be seeing some rain this week. Here's our lows tonight in the 40s in Norman. This system over Denver on Tuesday will be what will bring us some rain within the next few days. So it comes down, bringing us rain on Thursday, and also a little bit of colder temperatures for Thursday as well. It will be clearing out by Thursday evening, Friday morning area, but definitely bringing us some rain, potentially severe. So we could see some lightning, some hail, and some thunder with this storm, but we're not expecting too much of a chance for a tornado. But definitely keep your eye on the weather, because that could be changing within the next few days, and we can give you updates on that as well. So here's the rain coming in at around 7 on Wednesday, coming through our area. It'll be hitting Norman by about 10 Wednesday night, but clearing out through Thursday and Thursday morning. Definitely out of our area by Thursday afternoon. So definitely keep your eye on that rain chances throughout the week. And we do have returning rain chances on Saturday and Sunday as well, Saturday night into Sunday morning. So if you're looking to get your car washed this week, probably wait until after the rain clears off on Sunday. So here's a look at your 7-day. Strong winds returning tomorrow, and then those evening showers. And here's a look at the rest of your 7-day. Potentially severe showers on Thursday, and then returning showers on Saturday and Sunday. So we'll definitely have some rain this week, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you, Taylor. And today marks the anniversary for the first U.S. weather satellite, TIROS-1. NASA launched the satellite back in 1960 to test the effectiveness of weather observations and predictions from space. Since then, the satellites have revolutionized weather prediction by providing life-saving observations during severe weather.
Satellites have really helped with real-time forecasts by really giving us a good situational awareness. We're able to track, clouds. We'll also be able to use them for other things, for example, over the ocean where we don't have any other observations. And that can be put into models, like for data assimilation purposes. It provides us with hundreds of thousands of additional observations that can be put into numerical weather models, and that can help us predict the weather.
Now, TIROS-1 was only operational for 78 days, but it paved the way for all other U.S. satellites. And the Sooners were busy on the diamond this weekend with both softball and baseball having games.
Tevis Hillis joins us now for the scoop. Tevis.
There were some upsets and easy games for the Sooners over the ballpark, but looking at the basketball court, we have a lot to talk about. We will have more on what happened in the Elite 8 games, upsets, the future, and of course, we will chat about madness. Sports is straight ahead. Hello and welcome back to OU Nightly Sports. I'm Tevis Hillis. The women went up against the Utah on the diamond over the weekend, and they were too much for the Utes to handle. The Sooners earned a pair of run rule wins. And over in the cold and snowy West Virginia mountains, the baseball team took on who else? The West Virginia Mountaineers. The men lost the series finale 5-1 on Sunday. Now this is the first time since 2014 that OU lost a deciding third game of a conference series. The guys will go up against Oral Roberts tomorrow in Norman. It was a great weekend for women's tennis team. Going into the matches, the Sooners did not have this history on their side. Since 2014, Baylor beat OU, but the curse was broken here in 2019. The Sooners swept the Baylor with a 7-0 win. This victory improved the Sooners season 14-5 and 4-2 in Big 12 play. OU's dominant gymnastics teams are both preparing for the postseason. For a preview with the men, we be sure to stick around with Sam Brown and the Sooner Sports Pad team tonight. Sam?
What's up, Tevis? We are back from our spring break and just in time to get you caught up on everything Sooner sports. Men's gymnasts Levi Anderson and Jake Maloney join us in studio to talk about their upcoming postseason. Plus, we'll look at how OU is using this spring to rebuild the offensive line. And of course, Lauren and I will have our always popular viral videos. So check us out after the Rangers-Astros game tonight on Fox Sports Oklahoma. But if you want to go to bed early, then you can catch the replay right here on OU TV tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
And March Madness finally gave us some drama. Austin Hernandez is here with us to let us know what happened this weekend.
Yeah, it only took a few weeks, but the madness has finally begun. 3 number 1 seeds have fallen, which leaves 1 standing in the Final Four. North Carolina, Gonzaga, and Duke all fell over the weekend. Auburn put on a stellar performance in the Sweet 16 to knock off the Tar Heels 97-80, which was only the beginning. Many brackets, including my own, began to crumble from here. The Tigers would then go on upset Kentucky in overtime 77-71, punching their way into the Final Four. Moving on to the team who I had winning it all, Gonzaga. Texas Tech came out firing on both ends of the court. The Red Raiders' nation-leading defense managed to hold the Bulldogs' high-powered offense to just 42% shooting. Texas Tech came out with a win and a ticket to the Final Four, which is the first in program history. Now to the biggest surprise of them all, Duke falling to Michigan State. The Blue Devils and Spartans went back and forth all game, late until the second half. Zion Williamson kept Duke alive until Cassius Winston nailed a huge three-pointer. R.J. Barrett will get to the line next play, but only makes 1 of 2, costing Duke a spot in the Final Four. Now only 0.04% of brackets predicted this Final Four stage. With many upsets leading up to this point, something tells me there's more to come. Back to you, Tevis.
The Thunder desperately needed a win yesterday, but they couldn't get there. OKC dropped 1 at home to the Dallas Mavericks 106-103. Russell Westbrook's triple-double was not enough to hold up the Mavs, and neither was Paul George's 27 points. The Thunder have now lost 7 of their last 10 games and are tied with the Spurs for the 7th spot in the West. They play the Lakers tomorrow in Oklahoma City. And there are just some things you don't mess around about, and one of those things are dogs. Check this out. The U.S. Open tweeted that they will be adding puppies to their ball person team. But happy April Fools, this cute corgi will not be joining the tennis courts.
Thank you, Tevis. And coming up, the Golden Arches are gearing up for a new burger. McDonald's has fans split on the latest creation coming to the store. Don't go anywhere. OU Nightly will be right back.
I'm Skylar Tallal at the OU Nightly Update Desk. A car crashed into the St. Anthony Hospital in OKC this morning. According to authorities, the man driving the vehicle felt he was going to die. He then lost control of his car and crashed into the emergency room. There have been no injuries reported at this time, and the ER is fully functional. Hospital officials are telling people they can enter the hospital, but through a different door. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
McDonald's in Australia announced its new burger today on Instagram, but it has a twist.
The McPickle is a burger with no patty, but lots and lots of pickles. Customers are split on whether or not they like the burger and have taken to Twitter about it. Now, Baylee, I just have one thing to say about the McPickle here. April Fools! The McDonald's revealed to customers shortly after the post that the burger will not be hitting the grill.
James, you got me on that one, but personally, I'm glad that's not an actual burger because that looks pretty disgusting.
I agree with you. And Taylor has a 7-day forecast for us. Taylor, how's that going?
Yeah, we have 2 chances of rain this week, one on Wednesday night into Thursday and another Saturday into Sunday. The one Saturday into Sunday won't be as severe as earlier in the week.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor. And thank you for joining us this evening for OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night, live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.